think I should be sponsored by zip ties here. Alright, so this is where we left off. You guys seems to like this video, so I'm gonna keep on going. So this is episode number 2, and as promised, we're gonna go ahead and remove the axles, take the oil of the engine out, transmission oil out, and see what else we can do this time. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove these wheels. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take the oil out now. Alright, I'm gonna let that drain for a little bit and go ahead and start taking the transmission oil out. Alright, to drain the transmission, all you gotta do is pull that plug out. I believe it's a 22. Correction, it's a 24 millimeter, not a 22. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove the brake caliper now. Don't let it hang, just find something to put it on top of. Like that. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove the sway bar end link. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the steering arm right now. Used to have a cutter pin right there. I already removed it, by the way, just in case you see yours and wonder what the hell happened. Now the easiest way to get these things down out of here is to bang on the knuckle. Alright, so now I'm going to remove that bolt over there and get this one loose down here. Have it. Now you go ahead and remove the 3 bolts on top. and the coilover assembly comes out. Alright, so before removing this axle, this is a two-piece axle because it's the passenger side. So it has a bracket connected to the block. So I gotta take those 3 bolts out to then yank this thing out of here. Alright, for all of you that haven't seen it, this is what the bracket looks like. Those are the 3 bolts that are attached to the engine block. Alright, so you saw me remove the intake and the intercooler pipe and some other hoses. So now I'm just going to keep on going, removing the coolant hoses, fuel lines, fuel rail, to get the manifold out of there. Now the oil cash can hose connected to the valve cover. This bolt.
One eternity later.
Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the coolant tank, my wastegate, and my dump tube.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so now I'm going to remove the harness that goes to the alternator and to the crank sensor all the way down. I already removed that. And I already went ahead and removed these from the alternator. So that just comes around. It plugs right here and it keeps going to the starter and back. By the way, if it's your first time taking the engine apart or doing whatever kind of work on a car that you're gonna do this much work, I would just put a tag on each one of these connectors just so you know where they go. Because once you take everything apart and a month or 2 months go by and you're trying to put it back together, trust me, you're gonna have some trouble remembering where they go. And a lot of these clips don't clip to another location other than where they're meant to be, but some of them do, so just be careful. Alright, so you can see the harness continues to the starter and then keeps on going back to the ECU. Okay, my ECU is mounted on a different location because I made a custom bracket and redo all the wiring here. So yours looks way different than mine. So I'm just gonna head unplug that and then get the shifter cables, and we'll see what else we can remove before we end it for today. Alright, so you can see I got 2 dots here and another dot over there. Same thing on my harness down there. See if you can see it there, 2 dots here, 1 dot over there. If I were you, I would do that as well. That's a cool trick, because when you start messing with those, then you won't have no idea where they go, so that's like the best way to do it. Alright, so now we're going to remove the clutch master cylinder. Alright, so this next step you don't have to do it, but since I'm getting rid of the whole harness, I'm just gonna go ahead and make it easy for me pulling the engine out and remove this harness over here. So alright, so this is where I'm gonna end it for now. We'll keep going on episode 3. Next episode, this guy is coming out.